Okay. Okay. Morgan, Shpiz, Curtis, and Stoklasova.
Welcome to the APTA's third Grand Prix event of the season, the Duane Hayden Long Island Invitational, brought to you in part by local support from Long Island Platform Tennis League, Axiom Markets, the Ario family of musical brands, and the APTA national sponsors Viking, Savory, and Uline. We are live at the Huntington Country Club on Long Island, New York, on the APTA network, presented by our live stream production partner, eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Lauren Mandel, and we're going to watch the women's match now, the round of 16 between Jade Curtis and Vicky Stoklasova against Allison Morgan and Wendy Shpiz. Lauren, you want to tell us about the players?
Sure. Jade Curtis and Vicky Stoklasova are
Okay,
both
ladies,
pros at
you
the
will be
Round Hill
calling your
Club
own
in Connecticut.
lines.
Vicky is a two-time
You will,
APTA national champion,
if you
a
have
former
question,
number
you
one
can
player.
appeal to me.
And Jade is
I will
relatively
be
new to the
calling
game, but she's
footballs.
catching on
You
quickly.
already have your warning.
They're playing a Chicago area team, Allison Morgan and Wendy Shpiz.
Cost you the point.
Wendy's wearing the white hat, and Allison's has braids. They're all sort of wearing the same color, so
Wendy's
it's gonna.
doing a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, Wendy's cleaning up the leaves.
Oh, they're all picking up the leaves.
So Shpiz and Stoklasova are wearing the hats. Allison Morgan is a pro at the Birchwood Club in Illinois, and Wendy Shpiz is the only player on the court who's not a teaching professional. And we're just about ready to start here.
And Doug Burrows is in the chair. He's our umpire, and he will be calling the score, not calling the lines. The players will call their own lines, and he'll only come into play if there's a question. It's going to be 2 out of 3 sets. Both players, Lauren, can we take a look at the draw before they start and see how they got here?
It's an interesting match. Neither of these teams are seeded, even though all of these players have been top-ranked players before. both Morgan and Stoklasova have had babies recently and taken time off, but they both had relatively easy first-round matches.
All right, here we go. Wendy Shpiz serving. And Doug already warned them about the foot fault, and I believe that was the call.
Fault.
Another foot fault and a fault.
Moving over just.
Good Shpiz. She took like a giant step back now,
Yeah.
so she doesn't foot fault.
Okay, love 30. It's a tough way to start.
She must be dragging that front foot over.
All right, 15-30.
See everyone shaking themselves out, trying to get loose.
Yeah, both teams had a first round match.
All.
Curtis is quick, but that ball just dropped.
Okay, so that's 30 all. Wendy Shpiz serving. Jade sets up. She really wants to crack that forehand returner serve, so she's all the way over to the left.
Jerry, that's a great wide serve against someone who sets up that way. Can't do much, but try to get it back deep.
So all four players are rackets professionals. Spent a lot of time on the court. Shpiz, I believe, works for Nike now, but they've all grown up with tennis rackets in their hand, very athletic, and have, moved into the game of platform tennis. And we've got the north on the compass on this team. Stoklasova, who's receiving now. She's very calm, very steady. And a wonderful partner for Jade, who's only been playing 2 years. Jade Curtis, her partner on the deuce side.
Lots of firepower from Jade Curtis. The ball really pops off her paddle. On her volleys, too.
Got away with that. Overhead was a little high and a little hard.
Lead 1-0.
I'll tell you, that was a good comeback after starting the game with two foot faults from Wendy Shpiz. She stayed very calm, adjusted, and had no problem.
So that's the first game goes to Morgan Shpiz. So it's a fabulous setting here. You can tell, we're down low. There's 5 courts here and they're set down low. So you're kind of in a little amphitheater. You can see it's a beautiful blue sky, sunny. I think it's going to be low 50s today. Sun is a little bit of a factor down that far end where they're serving right now. Vicky Stoklasova is serving.
Wendy Shpiz was moving all the way there. She almost moved too soon. She almost had to hit the forehand on behind her. Good move.
So Stoklasova is down the far end with a red hat, and she is just smooth as silk. There's no panic, there's no forcing. She'll add a lot of spin, but it says with a soft touch.
15 all.
So Lauren, looks like Shpiz and Morgan are setting up a lot of blitz plays. They're really coming in at every opportunity from the backcourt, which is a great play.
Both return points so far. Let's see.
Look
if
where
they
Shpiz
continue
is
it.
standing right now.
Not that time.
$15.30.
That tennis instinct still comes out in Curtis's volleys sometimes. She's too much of a swing. But she volleys beautifully. She'll figure it out.
Alison Morgan is very familiar with this court. She won the husband-wife mixed nationals. Stoklasova is just placing the ball on a dime, not looking to overhit. There's the firepower for this team is Wendy Shpiz. They were practicing here last night, Lauren, and she was ripping the ball.
She can rip it.
30 all.
The thing to watch is Stoklosova's volley, how she's absolutely still. When, no matter how hard the ball comes or how soft the ball comes, she's completely still when she makes contact.
Yeah, there's a reason she's won that many national championships. Jade Curtis is letting that ball drop on her overhead, which is good. She was, last time I saw her play, she was reaching up for it and hitting down high in the screen. Now those last few overheads, she really let the ball drop, hitting more of the back of the ball, lower point of contact. Beautiful return of serve. And there's the first break. Morgan Shpiz are up 2-love. Alison Morgan serving.
Morgan. Amos Morgan. They lead 2 games.
Wendy Shpiz, even though we haven't seen her play a lot this last year and a half, has had a lot of success. She was playing with Jane McNitt from Chicago.
Love 15.
There's that forehand you were talking about, Lauren, from Jade. So the ball came at her then, so she did a good job of stepping to the left, and she can hit it from deep in the court, right? You've spent some time playing with her.
Yeah, she can, and the thing is that Shpiz likes to hit forehand volleys, so that's going to be a problematic shot for her because it's hard to control that forehand volley when it's hit with the drive is hit with so much pace.
15, 30.
And Curtis is small in stature, but she gets a lot of spin and pace on that ball.
Football.
Well, a lot of foot faults.
Doug is all over it. Stoklasova is a little flat-footed right now. Looks like she needs a little bit of energy boost. She's calm, but I'm a little
She always
concerned
looks
about
right.
how calm
There's
she
a
is.
fine line between calm and kind of flat.
Yeah.
There's the blitz.
Mm.
Game
There's a break.
Oregon leads 2-1.
When you blitz like that, you don't want to be hitting that second volley below the level of the net like Shpiz was there. Okay, Stoklasova and Curtis are on the board.
On the second court, we'll try to get you some score updates. We've got Ondrukova, Zaboria playing Kui Lion, Sakura. And they had a 3-set battle 2 weeks ago in the Lake Invitational. So we expect that match to be a good one. Jade Curtis serving.
Love 15.
Jade's also looking for that, trying to figure out how hard to hit her serve. In practice, she'll hit big serves, and she's also, you know, you can't always depend on that, so she's trying to find that safe serve.
All.
30 all.
You know, that first service game is always a little dodgy. Especially when you come out and hit at your first fault. So she just needs to settle down a little bit and get into the match. So that's game. Morgan Shpiz 3-1.
It's also hard when you're not used to having an umpire calling foot faults.
Right.
And this umpire is calling foot faults. So that's another thing puts in your head. It makes it even harder to serve.
Oh,
beautiful.
Nice rip down the line by Curtis. All right, so you can see Curtis is jumping up and down, trying to get going.
I think he's got a little more bounce in her step too.
She got through that first service game, and I expect them all to settle down. That was a fault.
Love 30.
No, she called it good. Oh, no, you're right. I thought, yep. Love 30.
So neither of these teams have seen each other play. I mean, been on the court with each other. They've probably watched on live streaming but Shpiz, Morgan are from Chicago. Stoklasova and Curtis are from Connecticut. And they were all looking forward to playing each other.
Vicky got one to hit, overhit it. And as we say, when you're getting iced out a little bit like they're doing to Stoklasova, when you get that one ball to hit, sometimes you try to do too much. Stoklasova does, I think, better than anyone in the women's game is she'll sort of half blitz and wait, because she can control the ball so well from anywhere in the court. She can play halfway between the baseline and the service line.
Curtis had an opportunity to catch Shpiz out of position there. Let her off the hook and went back to Allison, where Shpiz was stuck mid-court. But she's going to get that. I mean, playing with Stoklasova, you really get a lesson in court awareness. Stoklasova, you know, really just can move the ball around well, pick spots, change different placement spins. It's never the same ball. You can see Stoklasova giving Curtis some tips right there. But it's not going to be paralysis by analysis, because very few words, but pointed.
And Curtis is really eager to learn. She's likes to work on her game, and like you said, she couldn't have a better teacher than Stoklasova.
We just got an update from Court 2. Lions Sakura are up 2-1 in the first set. Shpiz had a clean lane to strike down. I was surprised that Stoklasova didn't slide over there.
Quick little roller into the side screen. Morgan can catch up with it. Jerry, what's interesting about this match is often you see teams playing the backhand player. Both teams are hitting more balls to the forehand side in this match. They're less afraid of what's going on in the forehand court.
So right now, Wendy Shpiz's forehand is doing damage, as Morgan ripped one through the middle. So on the teams, the balance is Morgan, who's on the deuce side, Stoklasova, who's serving, are the two calmer, more controlled players. And Shpiz, who's on the outside with a hat. Jade Curtis, who's on the far side without the hat, are they have the firepower on their team. And Alison Morgan has played, I think, with 7 different partners in the last 10 tournaments. She's very versatile, can play either side, even killed.
And very solid.
Advantage Morgan.
Yep. Jade Curtis got to hit that backhand volley. Big point here.
Two free points on the serve.
Curtis.
Allison looks a little
Hayes are
flat-footed.
3-all.
Three all. Allison Morgan serving.
Morgan does a good job when she goes back of keeping that overhead, which isn't really an overhead, deep and low.
Beautiful combination of lobs there. Pulled Morgan out of the service box and then just rolled that backhand down. Love 15.
Love 30.
You can hear Shpiz and Morgan calling every single ball. They don't normally play together, so
Love 30.
even more so. They don't want to have a mistake because they're
Love
unsure
40.
of who's going to take the ball on the overhead. So they're going to call even the most obvious ones. So Shpiz is really working that ad side now.
Game. Curtis
Stoklasova and Curtis were just
and
patient there.
Stoklasova. They lead
Stoklasova really
4
hit
games
nice
to 3.
deep
Yeah.
lobs.
First
And move
set.
them, move
Mhm.
them around.
It's 2-all on the second court with Andrekova Sabori and Lion Sikora.
– 4-3 for Curtis Stoklasova.
Love 15.
Mm.
15 all.
Couple of forehand errors creeping into Shpiz's game, but she'll keep hitting them.
Thirty 15. All.
overheads for the net team. They had him on a little bit of a rope there, and Shpiz and Morgan let them off the hook.
40-30.
Yeah, Allison's getting caught flat-footed and making footwork errors.
And Wendy's just making a few errors.
Well,
So,
She is doing
4 games in a row for
housekeeping there. Picking
Yeah,
up
a
all
lot of
those
leaves
leaves.
getting
She's
picked up.
Totally focused. Yes, it is the fall. So at the Huntington Country Club, as part of the Long Island Platform Tennis Association, which was established in 1976, and now they have 1,000 members, 15 clubs. The men's league has 58 teams playing weekly. They have the women's teams. I need to get a number on how many are out here with the clubs, but it has come a long way since 1976.
love 15. Love 30.
it's going quickly now. Shpiz and Morgan have to regroup. Not sure why Shpiz is staying back. She was making her first volleys.
Love 40.
And just like that, Stoklasova and Kurdish have set points. A very smart placement by Stoklasova. You saw that Morgan reached for the high backhand overhead, and Vicky Stoklasova set the next ball straight back into that spot, got the error, and there's the first set. So we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. All right, we're back. We didn't have any commercials, but I hope you enjoyed watching the players warm up the ball. as is customary. So second set, Vicky Stoklasova is serving. As is customary, they'll warm up the ball, the serve will take a practice serve, and here we go.
I was just going to say, I hope Morgan and Shpiz can cut down on the errors at the beginning of this set.
That would have been a timely comment.
It would have been. It's too many return mistakes, and just they need to get themselves a little pumped up, which they're trying to do. They were right in there for half of that first set, and then the wheels came off.
Nice move.
15-30.
So Allison needs to get her feet going. Wendy's given her a lot of encouragement. Wendy Shpiz on the ad side.
Morgan is one of those players that the movement is so important to her game, and she plays better when she's moving up and back and around.
She is traveling with her newborn daughter. Her sister is with her on babysitting duties right now. Had her first flight from Chicago.
A really cute baby. So the run of games continues for Curtis Stoklasova.
Second set.
Andrekova Zabori, sorry, Andrekova Zabori are up 5-2 in the first set.
15 love.
That's what you need. It's a little let cord serve.
And a flyby. Shpiz is pressing just a little bit. I mean, she just has to be a little more patient. I know she's trying to get that firepower going, but it's just going a little too fast right now. That's what Stoklasova does so well. She swoops in, makes the blitz move, but controls the speed of that volley, because it's so easy to just get so excited and you overhit, and that would have allowed Morgan time to run the ball down. Jade Curtis serving.
I'm impressed with how Curtis is playing. She's really measuring her shots, not trying to overhit, falling nicely. Oh, that's a kiss of death. I was going to say nice deep overheads.
Well, I was talking to Vicky Stoklasova before the match, and she said, wait till you see how Jade is playing now.
30.
I think I just jinxed her too. She just faltered long.
We could have done her in for the rest of the day, Jerry.
Oh, lovely. Stoklasova and Curtis are just too solid right now, and Shpiz and Morgan are making unforced errors.
15-40.
Big chance now, though, for Morgan. There we go. There's some footwork. All right, they're on the board.
Morgan Shpiz.
Curtis Stoklasova got the first set 6-3, and they are leading 2-1 second set. And Save-A-Tree, the APTA thanks our official sponsor, Save-A-Tree, the green choice for tree, shrub, and lawn care. Let Save-A-Tree focus on your landscape so you can focus on your game and enjoy every outdoor moment at home or at play. Save-A-Tree provides environmentally sensible services to properties in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Western regions. Contact them at saveatree.com for a complimentary landscape assessment by a knowledgeable arborist. We love Save-A-Tree.
I know. I wish Mark Fischel were here to talk about your
My green
being
lawn.
a major landowner in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, he had a little too much fun with that in Pittsburgh.
He's in Vietnam right now saying, why isn't Lauren talking about Jerry's landowning? That's not Morgan's shot. It's just pressing.
15.
And I get it. I mean, Stoklasova and Jade put kind of a quiet pressure on you.
That's exactly right. Well said, Lauren. That's exactly what they do to you. Particularly Vicky Stoklasova in the red hat.
Right, and that was another example of it. There's no reason to make that overhead so
30.
good, but Shpiz has to worry about Stoklasova coming and taking that ball before the screen and doing all the different things she can do, and she just tried to cut it too close.
40.
So if I was Shpiz and Morgan right now, I'd be just pick a spot and put 10 balls in a row on that
40.
spot. Because they've got to get their consistency back. They've got to get their confidence up.
Game, Curtis Stoklasova. They lead 3-1, second set.
Stoklasova serving 3-1. Shpiz is not taking advantage when she gets that ball. Stoklasova and Curtis are not shifting over, and she's got that alley is wide open. Not making them pay. Even if she lobbed it down the line. But she also has the ability to drive it, just hit a scout shot and get a reaching error.
It's a nice pickup on the return from Stoklasova. That volley was very difficult.
Love.
She makes it look easy.
Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee.
30-15.
Kind of get the feeling this is a must-hold for Morgan and Shpiz. They're going to stay in this set. Well-placed volley by Curtis. Now you see that's where her maturity on the paddle court. She didn't volley it cross court. She went straight back, kept the pressure on Shpiz. Not hard enough, not enough pace for Morgan to get there. Allison should be pouncing on that short overhead. There's another one.
That's the ball. That's got to be Wendy's Shpiz's favorite ball.
The ball of life.
That inside-out forehand. I thought they both blitzed. I thought they were going to run right into each other.
Andrekova Saboria up 2-love in the second set over Lyon, and Sakori after getting the first set, I believe it was 6-2. I'm trying to get an update on that.
Stoklasova and Curtis hitting just deep, soft overheads, waiting for something they can do something with. There's no sense of rush or hurry or panic. And it was enough to draw the error.
Yeah, Morgan's kind of, what do I have to do here to get my timing? Just doesn't feel comfortable.
Advantage Stoklasova.
That's that court awareness that Stoklasova just knew exactly where Morgan was. Not
she sees you blitzing.
Trying to hit winners.
6-3.
Viking Athletics is the premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. You can see their banners and around the courts. The Viking Extra Duty Platform Ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It's the official ball of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup, and of the Grand Prix Tour. We thank Viking.
15.
That was smart of Shpiz to just go back when she saw Curtis lining up for that forehand drive.
Look at that floater pace overhead that Stoklasova hit, and followed by, she had to make a bit of a reach to get behind Curtis, but controlled it. Right idea. Needs to be close to the net, right, Lauren? A drop shot, as opposed to making the ball go
to stop.
up.
Start on top of above the net to make it drop. I got it. That was more of a little angle.
Yeah, it's tough. Just as this match has gone on, Curtis and Stoklasova have just relaxed more.
And they're really having fun out there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
getting a chance to hit all the shots they like. Morgan and Shpiz can't find an answer.
They're scrambling still. They're not quite sure where to place the ball, is what it looks like to me. There's not a real clear, what's our game plan? And Stoklasova, she just doesn't make errors. She doesn't give you anything.
15-40.
I think initially their game plan was to play Jade in the forehand, but she's played so well that they had to.
They went
try
away
to
from
do
that.
something
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
Curtis acknowledging that she got beat on the blitz there. Serve brings us to game point for 5-1.
Nice spot. Found it right up her armpit. Got a correction on that call from Andrekova Sabori. Lion and Sakura are up 3-love in the second set. They lost the first set 6-2, but they are up in the second set. Looks like it could be another 3-set like they had 2 weeks ago.
And it sounds like a similar type of match. I believe Andrekova Sabori won that first set pretty easily, and then Lion and Sakura came back to win the second.
Love 30.
Nice low return.
Love 40. Game. Morgan and Spitz.
So Morgan and Shpiz have some life left in them.
Stoklasova lead 5 games to 2.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience.
Okay. Shpiz is standing back. Smart move to try and change it up at this point, being down 2-5. You know, as well as Curtis and Stoklasova are playing, I have seen Morgan play a lot better. She's going to be disappointed if she doesn't get her timing back here.
Love 30. $15, $30.
Good idea to come in on the behind the leg cord. Just got a
30
little
all.
too excited.
That's a good combination of shots by Morgan, and
30,
just
40.
misses that drive, but she set that up well. She hit a fantastic cross-court lob that started that sequence.
Yeah, and Curtis and Stoklasova were only saved by that great sort of put your racket down, not bend your knees volley that Stoklasova pulled off.
Match point.
Game,
There we have it.
and set, and match. To Curtis and Stoklasova. They win 6 games to 3.
These early
6
round
games
matches
to
are
2.
tough. You know, it's not always easy to bring your A game, and whoever does gets rewarded for
Yeah,
it. That was
Stoklasova and Curtis, you know, they started a little slow and then eased into it, but once they got their spark going, got their rhythm going and relaxed, there was no stopping them. And to Shpiz and Morgan, you know, they'll go back, they'll learn from this. I mean, it's just so fun to have them back on tour playing. They're fun. You can see Curtis taking a few practice serves. I'm gonna run down and see if I can get an interview with them.
okay. We'll have a look at the draw while Jerry's getting ready to go do the interview. Okay. So the next match that Curtis and Stoklasova will play will be an interesting one. They will likely play the top seeds, Amy Shea and Cynthia Dardis. And they played Dardis and Shea earlier this year had a tiebreak set with them in Patterson, lost in 2 sets. And they'll have to really play well. But with Curtis's improved game and Stoklasova always being one of the best players out there, that could be a great match. There are some very interesting matchups in this draw. If Dardis Shea were to get through that quarterfinal match against Curtis Stoklasova, the match they would play would be against 3 seeds, Cruz and Nicolescu, who were undefeated this season until they lost to Dardis Shea in Chicago. That took them down to the number 3 ranking, and which made it possible for these 2 teams to play in the semis, which is every other time this year has been a final. On the top of the draw, the APTA 2017 national champions, Florentina Hanisch and Monica van Starenburg, will have to play Cruz Rodezno in the quarterfinals, who they lost to in Patterson. So that will be a tough match for them to get through. If Cruz Rodezno have a tough match to get there, so it's unclear. There are a lot of pretty tough early round matches, like the one that's being played right now on the court next to us, Andrakova and Zabori against Lyon and Sakura. The winner of that match will likely play the number 4 seed, Delmonico and Molenveld, who have played a couple tournaments together, won one, and got to the finals one. I think that the umpire being helped out of the chair, that's always one of the tough jobs about being the umpires out here, is you got to help someone's going to help you or you're stranded. And Jerry's getting ready to talk to the players.
Okay.
I had to give a speech in Alabama.
Oh, yeah, I saw. Yeah.
I was prepared. I done it for the
It could be.
good, you know.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
Even I do it myself, you know.
It's like anything else, it's new.
Right.
And now, Jerry Vienna is going to interview Vicky Stoklasova.
Oh, we're good? All right, come on, we're on. Vicky Stoklasova, come on in here.
Hello.
Jade, congratulations. So, 3-all. Come in here. That's it. Yeah. We're going to face that way. So 3-all. It was trying to get into it. Let's just start with the beginning when the foot faults got called. Did that kind of affect you at all?
It was definitely off-putting. I think we're just not aware of maybe where we're standing on the court sometimes. But as soon as he called a few at the beginning, we all adjusted and got into it pretty quickly, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like, oh my God, right off the bat, boom, boom, boom. And as it is, it takes a while to get comfortable.
And Wendy handled it well. They won the game. She came back. So
that's the first time you've played those guys, right?
yes.
So what were you looking for when you started the match?
Well, we knew they are very athletic and they can hit the ball hard, and they started like that. And when we were down 1-3, then we decided, okay, we need to slow down because we can't keep up their pace. So we need to play our game and continue that way. And it worked. So
Yeah, it looked like you relaxed into it, and then the more relaxed you became, the more confident you were, and then you really started moving and picking your spots.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the beginning it was just adjusting to their game a little bit in the pace, but after the first few games, we just slowed our game down, got a little bit more relaxed, and we found our game and played pretty well.
So next up, have you looked at the draw? Do you know who you're going to face?
I don't know we are playing.
Yeah, we're not sure.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. That I never looked at the draw. So what happens now? Between you're going to have a break. We'll be back at 2:00. So what happens now? You've had this match. What's your routine?
We are gonna have lunch, and then we are gonna go with Cynthia and Amy to pick up their car because they got a flat tire. And then we'll stretch. I think we need to now, or I do because I'm a little older. So stretching and then warm up and back on the court.
And Jay, what's it like playing with a celebrity here?
I know, I didn't realize when I first started playing, but it's great for me. I'm learning so much from Vicky, and everybody just speaks so highly of her, and I'm just so thankful that she's playing with me, and it's a great experience. So.
Well, we love having you, as you know, we love having both of you on the court, and we look forward and good luck in the next round, whoever it may be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we will be back at 2:00.